This is the Bubble Butt Blaster.
Blaster!
Raise the butt, lords.
Wait a minute, we're in Denver, just so you guys know, we're at the Contest Prep Center because I am getting an off-season check-in. You don't like to use the word off-season.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. When you're doing like contest prep at this level, and if you're out there and you want to be at this level, there's really no such thing as an off-season. You know, you're either getting lean to get ready for a show, or you're making improvements to get ready for a show. But there's no like just time off. You're always focusing on making the next improvement. So I just hate that mindset because I see a lot of people and then they'll be like, oh yeah, I want to prep for 12 weeks. I'm like, well, you should have been prepping all year. Like 12 weeks isn't going to do much. So yeah.
I think people use the term off-season as an excuse to eat whatever, whenever they want, and to slack off on training, which the off-season is probably more important than in season.
Yeah, definitely.
So we try to keep it reasonable. So hopefully my scans and check-in today will kind of show that. I'm definitely a little softer. My abs are lost again. We might have to make a flyer to go on the milk carton, missing abs.
If you find, got a reward, 4 likes and 1 follower. It's me, the follower. Hopefully that's enough. Just post on Insta if you find him somewhere. Thanks.
Yes, so common misconception is I do not have abs that are super crispy all year round. I might have a little bit of ab showing, but it's definitely not stage lean abs today.
Yeah, all you do in the in-season is just try to get lean enough for a show. You're not really doing much in terms of like building your body because you don't have the calories to support it. So all the magic happens now. You know, how we get her ready in terms of muscle and areas that she needs to build, it happens now. Getting her metabolic rate elevated so when she starts prep, she's in a good place metabolically starts now. Changing her cardio settings, everything happens now. The setup is now. So
the time is now.
Yep.
So anyway, with that being said, let's get to these scans, some posing, and check-in.
Boom.
Boom. Wedgies. Wedgies are awesome. So now we are going to start the posing. It's been a hot minute since I posed here, and I don't know, we'll see what this off-season brings. Not really popping, you know what I'm saying? But I have a V. I have the V.
Yeah, you're pretty
good. I got the V. This is the V. I mean, I still feel small, which is good, except for my waist. I didn't poop in 2 days, so. Yeah. Here I'm definitely.
That's what I can see when you're doing like psychos.
Yeah.
But your shape looks great.
Yeah.
You know, I think in the off season, the main thing with you this season with how it's going bikini is just like growing the shoulders. Really.
Yes.
The lower body's there. We don't need to do anything with the lower body.
Yeah.
Just maintain it. Just the shoulders a little bit, arms, and then yeah, lower body's there. So
yay! I think it's important too to kind of go over how we approach off season and going right into the off season. Like some people just start eating whatever they want for the extent of their off season or improvement season. We're gonna start calling improvement season for you. But you know, I think it's important to note I take a week off from the gym. As long as I don't have like a show coming up in like a month or something, then I'll usually take a week off and then I'll kind of ease into the workouts again. So then I'll, you know, start with maybe 3 lifts a week and then go to 4, and then my cardio will start to increase as well. I don't do the same workout that I did a week out from the show, or I don't do the same training splits as I would if I'm a few weeks out. It's like always changing, and we're kind of building back up to that higher cardio and more lifting.
Yeah, we call that a deload basically. You know, we work so hard getting ready for a show, and especially those last couple of weeks to get that last bit of fat off, and that you're really overworked, your nervous system's fried, and so we go through a deload period where basically you take a little bit of time off, or you reduce your total exercises, total time in the gym, kind of like let your body recover. So it's an important thing that a lot of people like they just go past it because they're like, I just gotta work. There's periods where you gotta work, like before the show, But after the show, you should like to make more progress later. Sometimes it's better to take a little bit of rest.
Yes, and I think it's even for your mentality and your motivation is just so helpful because it's like, you know, I look forward to going to the gym now instead of just being like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of this. So, you know, it's a good refresher and it's a good time just to like relax and be like, okay, you know, I'm a little more lenient with the diet. I try not to go too crazy, but I think the biggest change for me is I do start incorporating more carbs now into my diet. And I'm not as concerned about, you know, being super precise about things right now. And I know for me personally, I'll get way more strict as I get closer to the show. That's my approach. Do you have any tips on off-season eating or how to transition your diet?
So what a lot of people will do is, so right when you get done with the show, we go right to maintenance calories. Because the longer you're in a caloric deficit, the more adaptions are happening. So we like to get you not like crazy high in calories, but high enough where you're like at maintenance calories and you're kind of metabolically recovering. I'm a fan of like tracking calories like the whole year and seeing what the differences are and always being like in prep to some degree of like making improvements. Now you're focusing on the improvements of the prep, not just the leaning out of the prep. So I want you to stay lean, but I also want you to have a little bit of a mental break too. So if you're tracking like all your macros and then one meal per day is like a macro meal and you kind of make that meal whatever you want, I think that's a good way of staying like in the middle, you know? Yeah. I like a 500 calorie meal for one of your days or whatever, or you know, maybe if you're a guy like 800 calories, and you just make that meal the fun meal of the day and you like track it and the rest of them are just clean eating. That's a good way of doing it too. So
I like it. Okay. Well, let's get to scanning.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're gonna step on this scanny doodle dandy. And here we go.
Welcome to Staiku and your arms.
The hair. I think I might have to make a beard. Do I look like a lumberjack?
You look like like a really weird bearded lady at the what's it called?
The circus?
The circus, yeah. There's one thing I think is so cute. They put this little like girl at the back of their suits. This is an angels competition bikini. It's so cute. I love it.
It is cute.
Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't wait for
I'm back. It's me. What's up? You look human.
You look like a puppy. How crazy is that? Look at
I look like a puppy!
Look at that.
Ew, that's disturbing.
It's weird.
Ew, it is weird.
It's like a snout with ears
Ew!
and a dog head.
Ew, or it looks like I have a gas mask on.
So this one was around showtime, so this will be a good comparison for now to seeing how it's going in the off season. Now let's see. So the waist at the smallest point, so basically it's up 1.4 inches.
Some of it's poop.
A little bit on the waist, a little bit on the hips, which is kind of organic. And the legs. So let's see the glutes.
Little fluffy doodles. Dang, my glutes are that big right now? What the heck? Don't feel that. I don't even have enough to shake yet. Look, where are these all the way up?
It's hot.
I know. This is gonna be the style.
So girl, what's your name?
Wait.
I come from a town where most of the people are so close-minded. They go into school and they work in the job.
What are my calves at, Broseph?
Let's see. Up 0.3.
My calves are mooing. Moo, moo.
As of this moment, we want to keep an eye on this. So 1.4 inches, you lose 1 inch every 5 weeks on average. That's your average losses. Like when you take all your preps, 1 inch in 5 weeks is like your normal. So if we're at 1.4, that is about 8 weeks right now. So if you start prepping now, this is how far you're at, 7-8 weeks. We don't want to get past like 10 weeks. Right, so we're close to like how.
So I have like one more cheat meal left.
Yeah, like so just to like keep an eye on it that way.
Right.
You know, in terms of like what's the workload.
No, it's a good way to think of it.
I think yeah. So we have a little bit of room, but not much.
Okay. Cool. Room, but not much. You get it. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching our YouTube video. And if you want to find out more about how awesome we are, check out our podcast. It's called Bikini in the Brain.
Yes.
I'll put the link in the description. Check it out. Let us know how you like it.
And remember, keep those off seasons lean. See you guys.
I'll be right here waiting for